Hello guys, welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create a shield in Unreal Engine 5. The shield is going to block everything and it's going to give the enemy, when colliding, a little knockback. And by the way, this video doesn't include how to make the actual sphere itself, it's just how to add the mechanic to create a shield. But if you want to know how to make a shield like this, just let me know. Alright, so the first thing we're going to make is the collision. Because if you're going to make a shield, we're going to have like each collision. So we're going to decide what is the shield collision and, for example, what is the enemy collision. So to open, go to edit and open your project settings. After that, go to collision. I already edited now, but you're just going to create one shield collision and one enemy collision basically. If you don't know how to edit, new object channel, give it a name. The one is going to be ignore and the other one is going to be blocked. Pretty simple. So now what we're going to make next is we're going to go at first into our character. Alright, yeah, so basically now we're going to test out at first. So yeah, we're going to so what I wanted to say at first, like if you wanna like stop the shield, for example, like how you can make it is, yeah, for example, I don't know, like a mana, or I don't know, in my case it's light power. Like if light power is greater than 0, like current light power is greater than 0, then you're going to basically do it. So like then rather than getting like this one here, you would just then, let's just take this for example, like you just get the point, you get a greater, and then you get a 0. So basically then, like if you play it, it's going to decrease it. Hopefully you have to do have the code, of course, but you get the idea. And then basically if it's 0, then it's going to stop the light, because if it's 0, because to this to be played, it has to be greater than 0, and if it's 0, and then it's going to stop it immediately. But in our case, it's not going to stop because we don't have like a sum of kind of this, but we can like do it with pressing and release. But yeah, as you can see now, we have a magic shield. Pretty cool, right? So now let's make it it's actually protecting us and not just, I don't know, for decoration or something. So what we're going to do now is we have to, as you remember, we did our our collisions, and we're going to use them now. So we're going to go into here, we're going to go into our collisions, basically here. So basically, can character step over? No, we don't want our character to step over. So we don't want that our character can step over the shield basically. So then we're going to make a custom, and then we're going to go to object type, and our object type is going to be, in our case, our shield collision. We're going to make a separate collision for our shield. So now also here you have to change your collision enabled, because if you're going to keep it on curio only, no physics collision, so everything which is psychophysic is not going to collide, and everything's going basically through it. But what we're going to change is collision enabled, curio and physics. So basically we have collision, and everything which is that guy is going to be being blocked. So first we're going to ignore camera, because if we're going to spawn it, maybe the camera can get messed up, and that's the reason we're going to ignore this. Then we're going to basically, world static is going to be ignored, world dynamic is going to be ignored. World static with dynamic are basically just the world itself, like this ground for example is the world dynamic, so we don't fall under it, but we don't want the shield to affect us. Then pawn is going to be, of course, like overlapped, because we are self our pawn. Physics body are just being blocked. Vehicles being blocked. This triple, just block it. Shield collision, in our case, of course, is going to be ignored because we are the shield collision. And enemy is going to be overlapped. And now, because of our second shield. So you're just gonna think, okay, because our shield, for example, we're going to add a knockback, for example, also into him, and you gotta think like this, like if the character is like has like the shield, and for example, like a realistic shield would be like the enemy is hitting it and it's getting a knockback, right? But for example, if you have like a dash or something, okay, and you just dash like really quick into the enemy, the overlap with character is not going to act fast enough, and that's the reason your character, like your enemy, is going to be then in your sphere, which doesn't make sense because it's a shield, right? So that's the reason we have like the second shield, which is also like a safe shield, you know, like if there is some case that the enemy is getting through it, we have this here. We have our amigo, which is protecting us for any enemies coming through it. Yeah, basically same settings, but I just want to increase it because I made it really small right now. Kinda like that. Okay. So again, custom, collision enabled, shield collision, same settings basically. Let's go block. Yeah, and this is just going to stay on block. I'm not sure with destruction right now if it's also going to be ignored. I'm not sure. This triple is going to be blocked, alright. And yeah, rest can be ignored. Okay, perfect. Nice. So now we have to set up, of course, a collision for everything. So for our character and for our, you know, enemy. So we're going to open a mesh, of course, and we're just going to scroll down till here. Alright. So basically, almost the same thing. So can character step on? Nope. Custom. This one is going to be Curio only, no physics collision. Camera and visibility always being ignored. Object type is going to be a physic body. We're just going to block basically like everything, despite on shield collision, of course, being ignored because we don't want the shield to affect us, and enemy is going to be also blocked. And yeah, same thing with the enemy. So we're going to open our enemy basically. We're going to give him basically almost the same things. So can character step on? Nope. Custom, yep. Collision enabled, has the type of enemy collision. Visibility, everything just ignore, like block. Pawn is going to be ignored. Fixed body block, and just block basically everything. Because you want to block the character, you want to block the shield, you want to block everything basically. That's the reason everything's going to be on block here. Okay. So now let's test it out and see if we are really blocking the enemy. Yeah, we kind of have to increase the size of it. We also have to see where even like standing right. That's the reason we're going to just make it visible. Or we're just going to increase the thickness, like this one, line thickness. So we can really see like where the enemy is colliding. So if you create it, hidden in game has to be on false, of course. Right. Okay, so now you see they're like really small, so of course they're not going to protect us from something. So you really have to really increase them. Yeah, basically something like this and this. Alright, I think that's maybe too big. No, it's still not crazy. But that's almost. We have to position everything up. I think that's going to, yeah, it's still a bit off, but yeah, it's working. But still, it's like really weird. You see, like he's like getting just dragged away, and it's like just being weird. So that's the reason we're going to add a knockback, you know. So because that's pretty weird how it looks like right now. Of course, it's working. It's protecting. It's working, and in whatever case is there, the enemy is probably not going to come inside you. But still, as you saw, sometimes the enemy can still go through the sphere because animations are not being affected by collision. So what we're going to make is that there is no even like a possibility for the enemy to hit us. You know, like we're going to add a knockback, just a small knockback, you know. And also for the knockback is basically the first check for the enemy not to hit us, and the second check is going to be our second sphere, which is protecting us for any enemy to come inside us. And what you can do like is, for example, if you spawn like the sphere and like whatever is like in the second sphere, like inside of it, not like at you know, at the lines, like really inside you, like with you inside of the sphere, then he's just going to be killed instantly. But yeah, it depends on you, like how you want it. There are like many ways to make everything. Like there's like so many ways to make such things. But I don't know, that's like the first idea which came to my mind, like how to make it like this. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm showing it also like that. Alright, I would say let's continue with our knockback. So our knockback is not going to be that complicated, it's just going to be a pretty simple one. So of course, what we're going to make first is so what we're going to make first is that we're going to get an on component begin overlap. Then we're going to of course cast to our enemy. I would always cast to your base enemy. Cast always to your parent class from your enemy. Alright, so basically I'm going to make it with attack. So we're going to get attack from our enemy. You're going to have of course variable, right? If you don't have it, you can just apply the parts with just the overlapping, but in my case I made it like this, and yeah, because in my game I'm going to make it like that. So that's the reason I'm showing it like that. You're gonna go to the net boolean, going to get a branch, B left click, connect it into here, make it organized. Then get actor location. Target's going to be self. You don't really have to get it, but let's just be sure like we're getting the right one. Drag it from here and get actor location from the actual enemy. Subtract them from each other. So we're subtracting both directions. Get a normalize. From the normalize, get a break vector. So we're getting a break vector because maybe in your case, you just only want to have it. He's just flying up, for example, or he's just being pushed back into just one direction. So that's the reason we're going to break a vector. X and Y just going to be connected. Z doesn't need a real value, so we're just going to get a multiply. We're going to split structure. Maybe we should get a first at a launch character. So from default, just get a launch character, but we gotta get it first from the BP. So launch character is basically just like launching the character in the air. There's, for example, also like at impulse, I guess. Yeah, at impulse or at force. But in that case, that's just for actors and not for a character. Like for a character, you're always going to use a launch character, but if you want to use like an actor, you know, you wanna push your actor away. I don't know. Yeah, for example, an object. You're going to shoot at you're going to shoot something at it, and then it's going to basically, you're going to say add impulse or add force because it's an actor. But you're also going to notice it's not going to work if you use a add impulse on a character, basically. Like, if you don't believe me, I don't know, just try it out, basically. Nice. We're going to split this one here. So now we have to basically multiply those with those. Like, we're gonna multiply. Wait, let's recombine it. Let's make a vector. Oh no, sorry. Let's multiply it. Like, let's break this one here, and let's break this one here. This one's going to get into here. This one's going to here, and we're going to give this one like a default value by, let's say 500. Z is going to be, by the way, the height. So you're going to add a pin, make it to float. You're just going to split this one afterwards. Like this, like this, like this. You can just, I don't know, remove this pin. You can just make a multiply by this, and I don't know, let's multiply by 3000 or something, and then compile it. Copy the same code, like completely, like this. Yeah, I like everything from here. Like this. Don't forget to connect all the targets into this one. And here you're going to add like some smaller values, because if he attacks, you don't want him to fly away. But as I told you, it depends on you how you want to have it. Oh yeah, take this one. I totally forget to make them true. Yeah, and just change the values basically. Yeah, and then connect, of course, to the false. And if you ask yourself, that doesn't make sense. Of course it makes sense, because we're saying if attack is not true, like if the attack is not true, if it's not true, so like it's false, so he is attacking, actually, like he's like not attacking, then we're going to of course make this, and if he is attacking, like the attacking is true, then it's basically going to make this part. Alright, let's test it out. I'm not sure if the enemy is even going to attack us. But yeah, he should. Oh shit, that's the wrong one. Wait. This one. So if we collide with him, he should get a knockback. Yeah, like you see, like he overlaps with this, and he gets like a little knockback. You see. And then if he attacks, he's going to also get a knockback. But yeah, you see, now we are fully saved, and you see, like even if I dash into him, he has to reload his stamina. Yeah, like you. Okay, now he's flying like on the ground, but so like the also problem with the attack is that he has to attack it right in the moment when he overlaps with the sphere. That's like the thing, because like the thing, like the sphere, like for the exact frame when he overlaps, he has to attack to get a knockback. But I don't know, if you have like many enemies attacking you at the same time, they're probably going to still get a knockback with attacking you. So yeah, but you can see he's not going into our sphere. Yeah, the second sphere has to be a bit more smaller, because it's basically like right now taking much place. But yeah, I don't know why the effect is away. Yeah, because the lifetime is a bit small. But yeah, my original project where I made it is like I have like a light power, and basically like if this light power is on 0, then this sphere is going to just disappear, and I cannot spam it, because now I can just spam it how often I want, and I create many spheres at the same time, as you can see. Yep. Yeah, man, that's it. Like, that's the video. Yeah, it's just like a, you know, like a small like introduction how to make it, but it really depends. Like, you know, it's like, it really depends like what game you have. For example, if you just want to make it like this, you can then just make, for example, rather than say it like if it's false, like if you release your key, or you can just make a enhanced input system and say like if you started, then I don't know, like play the effect, and then after, I don't know, like a delay, then close it, you know. But yeah, probably you would make it with a mana system or something, and then yeah, it's going to work perfectly if you make it with a mana system. So like if it's on 0, it's just going to stop immediately. But yeah, I try to explain it like in the most ways you can make it, like what the different ways are basically, because I know, for example, like in I was also watching tutorials when I started with Unreal Engine, of course, and I was always thinking like, man, but that's not this, that's kind of what I want, but not exactly what I want. So yeah, no, I just try to explain like every possible way you can make. But yeah, I hope it helps you guys for real. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, just comment in my video how you find the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching my video, I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye bye.